Wednesday, February 1st, mild and cloudy. Very much like spring today. I had a letter from Jack. He was at Linesville when he wrote, visiting Roy. I guess they were having a pretty good time. Roy wrote too. Jack has had a furlough. I worked some more on the reading and am better satisfied. Thursday, February 2nd. Sunny in the morning, cold and snowy in evening. Our spring-like weather has vanished. The bear saw his shadow all right today.
The bear saw his shadow is a reference to the old weather folklore of Groundhog Day. Before the groundhog became the face of the holiday in America, European traditions often featured a bear or a badger as the animal emerging from hibernation to predict the weather. This occurs on February 2nd, which marks the midpoint between the winter solstice and the spring equinox.
I gave readings at the Asbury Church tonight. I got a little money and a very good time out of it. I have the satisfaction of knowing that I did the best I have done since I came to Rochester. The people were so nice and complimented me so highly. Friday, February 3rd, cold and windy, snow. It seemed good to have some money again. I planned church business and worked on a reading this evening. Saturday, February 4th, chilly and partly clear. There is something about these days that makes one think of the coming spring. I made tickets for the Live Wires social next Monday night. No, a week from Monday night.
Live Wires is likely the nickname for Dorothy's Sunday school class.
Sunday, February 5th, warm and spring-like. I wrote my letter home. The juniors' chocolate bars have come. Plans for the Live Wires social are underway. I am afraid I have failed a little with those girls. Well, I must do the best I can. Whit was at church tonight and came home with me. Monday, February 6th, mild and damp, cloudy. The paper gave an account a while ago of a wild duck which is feeding a maimed seagull in the river near the aqueduct. We saw it today. It is one of the most interesting things I have ever witnessed. But I feel that we have left it all to the poor duck long enough, and I wrote today calling the Humane Society's attention to it. I hope something will be done. I had a nice letter from Andrew tonight. I have been fixing hearts for the Valentine social and working on my readings. Tuesday, February 7th, cold and cloudy. Bargain Day at Bloomstein's was over at our church tonight. I gave my readings and my theory works. It works. People do love lyrical poetry. The little farce was fine. My juniors sold candy and took in something like $10.
Bargain Day at Bloomstein's was a one-act comedic play by Edward Mumford, widely used by community and church groups for light-hearted entertainment.
Shims came home with me. Mrs. Henderson has asked me to give a certain reading at some sort of meeting in about 2 weeks. It isn't exactly the sort of reading I would select, and Shims has offered to take me to the theater to avoid the issue. I'd awfully like to go to the theater, but I guess I'd feel kind of mean. I am to let him know Thursday night. Wednesday, February 8th, cold and partly cloudy. I am getting to bed a little earlier tonight. I talked with Aunt Letty tonight on the phone. She has had a letter from Dawn. It seems they are planning to settle permanently in York. Thursday, February 9th, quite cold, mostly cloudy. Choir rehearsal tonight. Nothing very unusual today. Work is piling up all the time at the office. Friday, February 10th, very mild, sunny. Miss Harris, whose mother heard me read at Asbury Church, called me up tonight to see about my reading for her Sunday school class next Monday night. But my social is on then, so I couldn't engage myself. I have been working for the social tonight. I'll be glad when that is off my hands. Saturday, February 11th, mild and sunny. My Sunday school class of girls had their meeting at Mrs. Fulton's. We had a Valentine box, and of course, I received lots of diffusions. It seemed quite like teaching and old time again. Then at the last, Elizabeth Bailey said, "And the biggest valentine of all for Miss Dorothy." Then they gave me a package all done up in numerous papers, and it was an Eversharp pencil, silver, with my initials engraved on it. I was so pleased. I have been wanting one. And the best was to think that the girls thought enough of me to do it. I had been just a wee bit discouraged of late. Something lovely is always happening to me anyway. I had a Valentine card from Andrew. It was a funny one. He has my kind of sense of humor. Sunday, February 12th, windy and Marchy. Tonight, instead of regular CE meeting, we had colored slides and a lecture on the life of Abraham Lincoln. I read the lecture. Wit came home with me. I have been fussing with the social business and writing my letter home. When this social is ended, perhaps I can have a brief rest. Monday, February 13th, cold and windy. The live wires had their social tonight. It was hardly what you could call a success, but we saw it through anyway. Now I'm free until, as Mrs. Davis says, the next thing comes along. Tuesday, February 14th, cold and windy, sunny. I tried to write to Andrew tonight, but I am too tired and nervous to even write a letter. I'm going right to bed and rest, and I have signed my Declaration of Independence. I don't intend to undertake another single thing for a while, neither do I feel under obligations to go to that junior CE thing. Mama is right, we are clubbed to death. Not that I don't believe in CE, I do. But I am dead tired, and the more you do, the more people want you to do. So there. I'll feel more optimistic when I've rested. Wednesday, February 15th, mild and cloudy. I feel lots better today. I went to bed early last night and had a good rest. I wrote to Andrew tonight. I had such a lovely letter from Lyndon. Thursday, February 16th, cold and windy. A sudden change in the weather. 0 temperature today and tonight. I washed my hair. Friday, February 17th, cold and clear. Choir rehearsal tonight. It seems we are not to have the chorus next year. I forgot to enter last night that I did a little SPCA work of my own and made a man blanket his horse. Saturday, February 18th, mild, mostly cloudy. Quite a change in the weather. So mild tonight. It was raining early in the evening. I wrote to Maya tonight. I hope I'll soon get my correspondence caught up. Sunday, February 19th, very mild, partly sunny, rain in evening, just like spring, everything as usual. I wrote home and to Dawn this afternoon. Monday, February 20th, mild, partly clear. I'm getting to bed in good season. I wrote to Lyndon tonight. Tuesday, February 21st, quite mild sunny. Edna and I had supper at the Powers tonight. I am getting more spring-like clothes, but tonight I'm getting so that I feel positively shabby. Wednesday, February 22nd, very dark, cloudy, rainy, a very dark day, damp underfoot. Streetcars were held up by water in the streets. But as is often the case on dark, rainy days, my spirits soared. I put in a satisfactory day. I have been studying tonight. Thursday, February 23rd, mild, partly sunny. Regular April weather today. I did some church work studying tonight. Friday, February 24th, colder, partly sunny. Choir practice tonight. Henry and Catherine came home with me. Saturday, February 25th, mild sunny. I spent part of the afternoon in the library. I spotted some good juvenile books. I partly fixed my white beads tonight. I have laid a neat little scheme for tomorrow night. Sunday, February 26th. Quite mild, partly sunny. I finished fixing my beads. I didn't have to use my little scheme after all. I do feel good tonight. Monday, February 27th. Quite mild. Snow and morning, a good day's work. I wrote to Aunt Eva and to Thomas and Charlotte tonight. I also worked on a reading. I am working up one of Sam Lawson's fireside stories, and I find it very elusive as far as the correct mental attitude goes, but it's a worthwhile subject. And it's interesting.
Sam Lawson's Fireside Stories is a collection of humorous New England folktales by Harriet Beecher Stowe. Narrated in a distinct New England dialect, the stories feature a witty, rambling storyteller who shares local legends and ghost stories.
You see, Captain Eb Samhain, he was a great hand for stories, and he used to come over to our house and sit by the fire and tell them. Now this ear one I'm going to tell you happened right in the town of Needmore, where I was raised. There was an old, lonesome-looking mill down by the river, and folks used to say it was haunted.
Tuesday, February 28th. Cold and windy. I had a letter from Andrew tonight. He has given me a riddle that will puzzle me for a while. I worked on my readers tonight. It's going pretty well.
Join us as we turn the page to March 1922 in the next chapter of Dorothy's diary. We'll see you next time as we share these cherished tablets of the heart.